All right, systems of inequality. So we just finished our systems of equations. So we've done systems and we've done inequalities earlier in the year. So we're pretty much just putting those two things together. So if you remember, we have our signs. If we have less than or greater than, this is where we're going to get a dotted line because it does not have the equal to. If we have less than or equal to and greater than or equal to, we get a solid line. Then we also have some shading. So if you have greater than or greater than equal to, this means that you're going to shade above the line. And if you have less than or less than or equal to, you're going to shade below. Okay, and our solutions are still going to be in the shaded area. Okay, so it's going to look a little different with us having a system, and you'll see that once I start explaining. Okay, so I'm going to take each inequality at a time, and I'm going to identify my slope and my y-intercept. These already are in slope-intercept form, so it's a little bit easier. So my slope here is -1. I know that because it's no number in front there, so it's just -1. And my y-intercept is -2. So I'm going to start at -2, and slope is rise over run. So I'm going to be going down 1 over 1 each time. And I have some I can put up here, so we're going to go ahead and get those. And from here, I look at my sign. I have less than or equal to. So like we said at the top, okay, since we have less than or equal to, we're going to get a solid line here. So we draw our solid line. Okay, then we also need to know where to shade. So we look and we have less than or equal to, so that means we shade below the line. So I'm going to just shade here. And that's my first inequality. Now I look at my next inequality. My slope is -5 and my y-intercept is 2. So I start at 2, then I go down 5 over 1. All right, and I can't go down anymore, so I'm going to just keep those 2 dots. We have the greater than or equal to, so that means we're going to have a solid line. So let me use my ruler this time. All right. And since we have greater than, we're going to shade above. So above will be right here. Okay, and that's my graph. Okay, now when we think about our solutions, remember we said our solutions are in the shaded area, okay? However, when I'm looking at a systems of inequalities, that's going to be where it overlaps, meaning that one shaded area is over the other shaded area. So I'm going to highlight this little piece here. And those points that's there is going to be our solutions. So I want you to put at least about 2 solutions per problem. So I can say that -2 with +2, -5 is a solution. And let's get one more. It looks like we have 3 and -6 if I keep going down. So we do 3 and -6. Okay, and that's it. All right, let's look at number 3. I'm going to let you do the evens on your own. Okay, so here, our first graph, our slope is 1/2, our y-intercept is 2. So I'm going to start at 2, and I'm going to go up 1 over 1 each time. Okay, then from here, I have the less than or equal to sign, so that means I'm going to have a solid line. Okay, and then since we have less than or equal to, we're going to shade below. So let's shade below the line. Okay, My second graph, my slope is -2. My y-intercept is -3. So I'm going to start at -3 and go down to over 1 each time. Okay. Then I have a dotted line this time because we do not have that equal to. So I'm going to draw a dotted line. Okay. Then it's a less than sign, so we shade below. Okay. So we know our solutions are in our double shaded area. So here's my double shaded area right here. And most of these solutions are in our third quadrant. Okay. So I'm going to write out, like I said, at least 2 solutions. We have an infinite amount of solution because this is going to keep going. Okay. But let's just do 2. So I can have -3 and -2. And then let's say -4 and -4. All right. All right, let's look at number 5. Okay, so same thing here. Slope, -5/2. Y-intercept is -2. So I'm going to start at -2 and down 5/2, but I can't go down 5. So I'm going to go up 5 and over to the left 2. Okay, then from here, I'm going to connect my dots, draw my solid line because I have that equal to. And then we shade below, which below is right here. Sometimes when a line is steep, it can be hard to tell which one is above and below. But this here is below the line. All right, my next graph, I have -1/2 as the slope and 2 as the y-intercept. So we start at 2. We go down 1/2, down 1/2. Then here we go up 1/2, up 1/2. Okay, we have a less than sign, so we're gonna have a dotted line. All right. Then since it's less than, that means we shade below. So we're gonna shade below, like so. Okay, and our solutions are here. Okay, that's our double shaded area. And I want you to write at least 2. So let's say -2 and 1. And -5 and -4. So again, I'm just picking random solutions. If you picked ones that's different, that's perfectly fine. It just needs to be in a double shaded area. All right, and last one here. Now this one is a little different because that first equation is in standard form. So all you have to do is solve for y first. Okay, so I'm gonna subtract 4x from both sides. And I get y is less than 2 minus 4x. Okay, so that's it for solving for y. So I'm ready to keep going. Keep in mind when you solve for y and you're dealing with inequalities, if your sign is negative, or if you divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, you do have to flip that inequality sign. Okay. So I didn't have to do that for this problem. So let's go ahead and identify our slope and our y-intercept. Our slope is -2. Our y-intercept, our slope is -4. And our y-intercept is 2. So we're going to start at 2 and go down 4/1. Okay. So I can only fit 2 dots on that line. So I'm ready to draw my line, which since I have the less than sign, I'm going to have a dotted line. So we're going to draw our dotted line. All right. Then I shade below because again, we have less than. All right, now equation 2 or inequality 2. This is where a lot of you guys get confused because we just have y is greater than -2. So our slope here is 0 and our y-intercept is -2. Okay, this is kind of like like when we have y equals and x equal, when we have those horizontal and vertical lines, that's what this is, okay? So I don't have an equal to there, so I'm gonna have a vertical line, and I still want to start at -2 because that's my y-intercept. So I have a horizontal line that's going straight through -2, and that horizontal line is going to be dotted. Okay. And now I want to know, do I shade above or below? So that is a greater than sign. So we're going to shade above that horizontal line. And my solutions, again, they're in a double shaded area. So I'm going to highlight here. Okay, and now let's get some points. So I can say 1 or -1 and 1. I have -4 and -1. And as I said, you have an infinite amount of solutions, so you can pick whatever points you want to. So from here, I want you to go ahead and finish out the evens. Please check your work with the answer key. And yeah, let me know if you have any other questions.